Today our topic is about nature of the tax. Sometimes when a tax is imposed, it has more burden on the poor people or on the rich people. So how can we justify that this tax is progressive in nature, it has a regressive nature, or it is proportional in nature? So in order to study what is the nature of this tax, either it is direct or indirect, so we need to study whether it is progressive, proportional or regressive type of a tax. Okay, in our last session we were talking about there are two types of taxes. One is called direct tax, and direct tax is that in which burden cannot be shifted to others. For example, income tax, in which whoever is imposed the tax, he has to bear its burden. Clear? And in case of indirect taxes, the burden of the tax can be shifted to other people. So nature of the tax can be progressive, proportional and regressive. So before studying the nature of the tax, I want to explain you two things. One is what is meant by the average rate of tax and the marginal rate of tax. What is meant by average rate of tax? This is called ART. And second concept, that is about marginal rate of tax. What it is? Marginal rate of tax. It is called MRT. What is ART now? Average rate of tax. How to calculate it? This is per dollar tax or per rupee tax. Average means how to find average? We divide the two total values. Like how much total tax is paid? Total tax divided by total income and multiplied by 100. For example, if a person is paying 1000 tax, 1000 rupees, when he is earning 10,000 of income, what is the average rate of tax? You can find he is on average paying 10% of his income as a tax. Follow the point? His total income is 10,000, and out of that income, how much tax he is paying? 1,000. So on average, he is paying 10% of his income. Clear? This is called average rate of tax. The rate of tax, we find that this is called average rate of tax. Now what is meant by marginal rate of tax? What is the meaning of marginal? I gave you some information about marginal. Marginal means additional or extra. Do you mean? Additional or extra. If his income increases by 2,000 rupees, how much additional tax will be imposed on that additional income? Clear? And marginal rate of tax is additional tax on additional income, or additional tax on additional dollar of income or additional rupee of income. This can be found by the change in tax due to change in income into 100. Do you remember we denoted income by Y in our income elasticity? So this is the change in tax due to change in income. For example, his income was previously 10,000 and his tax was 100. Now his income goes to 12,000. Alright? But his tax is now say 1200. Okay, 1200, or you can say it is now, write any figure which is divisible by 2. You can say 1400. Okay. How much is the change in tax now? Change in tax due to change in income into 100. The tax has been changed by 400, whereas income has been changed by 2000. Okay. So here the tax is the additional income will bear 20% of the tax. Income has increased by 2000, and on that additional income of 2000 the tax rate is increased to 20%. This is the additional income is bearing the tax. Now keep it in mind these two things, average rate of tax and marginal rate of tax. By using these two concepts I will be explaining you what is the nature of a tax, whether it is progressive, proportional or regressive. I will start with proportional tax. Clear? Now I am erasing this thing from the board, and we will see a tax can be proportional, progressive and regressive. Clear? Now see, a tax can be proportional, it can be progressive, or it can be regressive. There are three types of taxes on the basis of the nature. What is meant by proportional tax? I have to mention that. One by one I am going to explain.
The percentage in the
Now proportional tax means it increases by the same proportion as income increases. It increases by the same proportion. It increases by the same proportion as income increases. Now I am going to draw here the income, the tax revenue, average rate of tax and marginal rate of tax. I will ask you a few things. Now see, income is 10,000. Income is 10,000 and the tax was 1,000. What is the rate of tax now? 10%. Clear? Now income moves to 11,000. What it is? And the tax is increased to 1100. So what is the percentage now? Again it is 10%. Clear? Income increased by 10% and tax has also increased by 10%. So this is the same. This we can say the average rate of tax remains same. It hasn't changed. He is still paying 10% of his income. Now what is the marginal rate of tax? Can you find this thing? Change in tax due to change in income into 100. How much tax has changed? 100. And how much is the change in income? 100 over 1000 into 100. What is the answer? Again the 10%. Alright. So additional income is having the same rate of tax. So when you can see over here, when average rate of tax and marginal rate of tax are the same one, their tax is called what? A proportional tax. What it is? A proportional tax when average rate of tax and marginal rate of tax both are the same. everyone is paying 10% of his income. So this is called what? Proportional tax, as income is also changing by the same proportion. So if I draw another diagram where I am writing income and tax revenue, like now I am going to draw this graph. So it starts from 0 and it has a same increase. Okay, look here. Can I say the slope of this line is constant? This is change in tax, this is change in income. Every time as income increases, tax will increase by the same rate. So when we write over here tax revenue, the diagram of this proportional tax will be like this. Okay, its slope is constant, and when we write over here tax rate, then it is a horizontal line. Clear or not? So this is the diagram. These are the diagrams of proportional tax. This is the definition and how to calculate the average rate of tax and marginal rate of tax. Now come towards the progressive tax. Should I raise it? Okay. What is progressive tax? How can we define a progressive tax? It increases by more proportion as income increases. Okay, it increases by more proportion as income increases. So here I am taking income. Here it is the tax revenue. Here it is average rate of tax and marginal rate of tax. Okay. So income is 10,000. Tax is 1,000. What is the rate of tax? 10%. There. Now income is 12,000. Tax is now, you can say 4,000. Okay, sorry. Yes, it is now 4,000 is the tax now. So what is the rate of tax? Average rate of tax is now what? Average rate of tax is 4,000 divided by 12,000 into 100. What is the average rate now? What it is? Can you find the answer for this? Total tax is now 4,000 divided by 12,000. Divide this thing 4,000 by 12,000. This is becoming 15%. No, not it is not 15%. Can you find the answer? 4,000 divided by 12,000 over 12,000 into 100. So if I say these zeros are cancelled out, 4 3s. So it is now 33.33%. What is the answer now? 33 point. Now you can easily see the average rate of tax is increased now. In our previous case, the average rate of tax was the same one. Here, the average rate of tax is increased as income has increased. Now, what is the marginal rate of tax now? Can you find the marginal rate of tax for this change in income? What is the marginal rate of tax? That is change in tax due to change in income into 100. So change in tax is what? 3,000. 3000 and change in income is 2000 into 100. So you can find this thing. This is 150%. So now the marginal rate of tax is higher than the average rate of tax. It means income has increased by 2000, but the tax has increased by 3000. Before the change in tax, he was having a disposable income. What is disposable income? After tax income, he was having a disposable income of 9000. The after increase in income, his disposable income is 8000. So we find over here, if marginal rate of tax is higher than the average rate of tax, then it is a progressive tax. It causes a disincentive to hard work, that when a person becomes richer, he has to bear more burden of the tax. That's why when taxes are becoming progressive and higher income grows, they leave the labor market, they get retired in their early age, at the age of 50 or 50 plus. Instead of completing the age of 60 years, they get early retirements, because whatever their income increases, that is taken by the government in the form of higher and higher taxes. When additional income is paid to the government bodies in the form of higher taxes, therefore it causes disincentive to hard work. Now I am going to draw the diagram of progressive tax. In case of progressive tax, here I have written income and average rate of tax. Here tax rate is continuously increasing. It is now progressive tax. I made this thing, this is the threshold income, that up to this level of income there is no tax. Okay? After the threshold income, as income is increasing, the rate of tax is becoming progressive. Its tax rate is progressive. As I said, in case of 10,000 income, he was having 10% of the tax. In case of 12,000 income, his tax rate is 33.33%. Therefore, change in income is less. This is the change in tax rate. Sorry, we are not going to show change in tax. Here the rate of tax is higher than the increase in income. If I draw the lower diagram, income and tax revenue. So here the slope will be becoming steeper and steeper. This is called what? Progressive tax. How can we define? You can see over here. This is the change in tax, this is change in income. Which change is higher? The taxes are increasing by more rate than the change in income. Okay, so in that case we see this is called a progressive tax, when rich are bearing more burden of the tax. As they are becoming richer, they have to pay more taxes to the government. Is it alright? Now come towards the regressive tax. What is the regressive tax? It increases by less rate as income increases. What it is? It increases by less rate, regressive tax. It increases by less proportion as income increases. Now, rich will bear less burden of the tax than poor. Poor will bear more burden of the regressive tax. They have more burden on poor people. So here I am again taking income, tax revenue, and then average rate of tax, and here the marginal rate of tax. Income is 10,000, tax is 1,000, it is 10%. Now income is 20,000 and tax is 1,200. How much is the average rate of tax? This is 6%. If you find it, 1,200 divided by 20,000. Now you can easily see the average rate of tax is decreased. Although tax amount has increased, but the rate of tax, average rate of tax has gone down. Clear? Now what is the marginal rate of tax in this case? Marginal rate of tax, change in tax due to change in income into 100. So change in tax is only 200, whereas income has changed by 10,000. So here we find it is 2%. So now the marginal rate of tax is lower than the average rate of tax. So when marginal rate of tax is lower, the additional income will have less taxes. Additional taxes are less. Then we say this is a regressive tax. As a person was poor, he was paying 10%. When he has become richer, he is paying only 6%. The additional income is only having 2% of increase in tax. Yeah. So when rate of tax is decreasing, what happens to the diagram? It becomes regressive. Here I am taking income and here it is average rate of tax. Now rate is decreasing. Previously it was having a 10% rate at 10,000 income. Now income has increased by 20,000, but the rate of tax is now 2%. So when rate of tax decreases, it becomes regressive tax. So if I draw the tax revenue diagram, here it is income. This is a tax revenue. So here it becomes, its slope is decreasing. Even at zero level of income, people are paying taxes. Like you people are not earning any income, but once you buy any of the cold drink, indirect taxes are regressive nature, you are also paying the taxes. So as income is increasing, you can see the change in income is high than the change in tax. Tax is increasing but by less rate. And if you further increase the income, so tax is increasing by even a smaller rate. Its slope is diminishing. So this is a regressive tax. So all indirect taxes which are imposed on expenditures, they are regressive in nature, whereas the direct taxes, they are having progressive nature, and a few of them you can say they can be the proportional, but most of the time we have progressive taxation in order to achieve the fair distribution of income in the economy. Government will use these taxes to redistribute income from rich to poor. So what types of taxes it will be adopting? It will be increasing progressive taxes, like direct taxes will be increased, and it has to decrease the indirect taxes because they have more burden on poor. If government has decreased indirect taxes, then burden on poor will decrease, and from the progressive taxation, burden on rich people will increase. So the gap between rich and poor will be reduced. This is the main objective of the government, to redistribute income by using this taxation or tax system. Clear? That's all for today, and by tomorrow we will be analyzing the indirect taxes.